6:31 in Greenwood County, South Carolina Highway Patrol responded to a deadly collision around 9 last night on bypass 25 near US 25 South. A pickup truck struck a pedestrian while traveling southbound. The driver was unharmed. The pedestrian was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators say that this investigation is ongoing.
All right, Nicole, thank you. A 7 News update. Deputies in Franklin County are still searching for a man accused of hurting 2 people, including a law enforcement officer. Investigators say Clinton Miller crashed a stolen vehicle in the Cannon community on Saturday and then ran into the nearby woods. He was last seen wearing a black and white sweatshirt. Now authorities believe he's no longer in the area. If you see him, you're asked to call 911.
A 7 News update in Georgia. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office says a wanted man is in custody now. This morning, the Sheriff's Office announced Clinton Miller was arrested by the Stevens County Sheriff's Office. The search for Miller started over the weekend after deputies say he was involved in an accident that sent one person to the hospital. The Sheriff's Office says that he was wanted on several outstanding warrants.
A man from Greenwood was sentenced to 35 years in prison for what prosecutors say were armed robberies linked to using Facebook Marketplace. The 8th Circuit solicitor says 19-year-old Tyrese Thomas lured victims using a fake profile and an offer to sell an iPhone. We're told Thomas robbed 3 people starting in January 2023. Investigators say one of the victims was shot several times. The solicitor says Thomas pleaded guilty to attempted murder, armed robbery, and other charges. South Carolina's Attorney General says Clemson University has full legal authority to take action against faculty members over posts on social media. In a letter to the university's president, Alan Wilson says the university can take corrective action against those who post what he calls, quote, vile comments after Kirk's killing. Wilson says that includes firing employees. This comes after a Clemson University professor was suspended for a post the university called inappropriate. The full Clemson University Board of Trustees has a special called meeting scheduled for 2 this afternoon, but there is no specific word on what's on the meeting agenda.
Former Upstate teacher is facing more charges after deputies say he was involved in an inappropriate relationship with a student. According to the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office, 27-year-old Micah Lanford was arrested yesterday after school officials say they were made aware of the claims last week. On Saturday, Lanford was charged with 4 counts of sexual battery with a student, and today a judge added 4 additional charges. Lanford was given no bond. We're told he taught at Boiling Springs High School. Now, authorities say Lanford could face more charges. This is still an ongoing investigation. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Sheriff's Office at 864-503-4500. Let's get a check your forecast now with meteorologist. New tonight, a touching tribute in Spartanburg as friends, family, and city leaders gather to honor the life of former Mayor Junie White. 7 News' Scarlett Lizjack explains.
All children, all boys and girls ought to get a college education if they can.
A city forever changed by one man's dedication. Was the common theme in stories shared by those who knew and loved Spartanburg's former Mayor Junie White.
If you knew Junie White for a week, you've got at least 7 stories. It would take me a month to tell all of mine.
He loved us unconditionally, and we loved him too.
Family, friends, and loved ones gathered at Spartanburg Community College's downtown campus to celebrate the legacy of the former mayor.
Today we have a tribute to Mayor Junie White. He passed away last week, and the city and the citizens wanted to do something special, just extra special for him, because he was such a pillar in this community and such a impactful man to the community of Spartanburg.
Friends and family shared laughs.
Sometimes he wanted to add to the long list that he had of reasons of why I needed not to be so hard-headed and why I needed to find a good Jewish boy and settle down.
Applause and shed tears, remembering not just his leadership, but the personal ways he uplifted those around him.
Over the years, I've benefited greatly from Junie's sage advice, friendship, and support. He was an amazing father figure to me, and I'm grateful to the White family for sharing him.
Whether it was financial or something to do with property or something to do with employee relations or just common sense day-to-day life, I could call on Junie at any time, and I did.
Generations of Spartanburgers will know his name by his generosity and his love for humanity. That don't come just because. It comes within somebody's heart. And your dad had that. And Mr. White had that.
Question how or when or why.
In Spartanburg, Scarlett Lisjack, 7 News.
A 7 News alert now. Governor Henry McMaster signed an executive order tightening remote work rules for state employees. The order states agencies must now submit remote work for approval, and those plans can be revoked if performance decreases. Employees must have at least 1 year of satisfactory service before qualifying, with remote work capped at 2 days per week. McMaster says the goal is efficiency, not personal preference. A long-running tradition continued today in Greenville as the Hispanic Heritage Festival marked its 25th year in the Upstate. The event is hosted by AHAM, a nonprofit focused on promoting higher education among Hispanic high school students. This year's festival took place at Floor Field, featuring music and performances representing more than 15 countries. Organizers say their mission is to celebrate Hispanic heritage and culture while inspiring the next generation.
Today we're having the Hispanic Heritage Festival, and this is actually the opening for the Hispanic Heritage Month. Just gathering together as a community, no matter what, and then just have this feature of all the countries that are actually part of the Greenville community.
The event featured Hispanic foods and dishes, as well as children's activities and a craft and gifts market as well. And as many mourn Kirk's death, authorities are continuing to piece together more information about his alleged assassin. This comes as Kirk's widow spoke out, vowing for his movement to carry on. Andres Gutierrez has the latest.
3 days after the shooting death of political activist Charlie Kirk, his followers continue to mourn his passing.
Good evening. My name is Erica Kirk.
On Friday evening, Kirk's widow, Erica, posted a video on social media praising Kirk and vowing to carry on his work.
To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die.
Also on Friday, mourners gathered around the nation to pay tribute to Kirk in vigils in New York City and Utah. Members of the Trump administration, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, continued to praise Kirk this weekend.
And I admired all the stuff he said and did on campuses. I think he had an enormous influence on young people. I think we actually need more of that dialogue and discourse.
While followers continue to mourn Kirk, authorities continue to investigate Kirk's alleged assassin, Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old man from Utah.
I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing.
Robinson's father recognized his son and urged him to turn himself in. Those who knew Robinson say they're shocked to learn a young man they describe as polite and responsible is accused of doing something so violent.
He, since I met him growing up, was always a kind, respectable, genuine kid, the kind of student that teachers liked, and all this, I feel like, not just to me, but everyone else, has come really unexpected.
President Trump said he intends to attend Kirk's funeral. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, St. George, Utah.
And Kirk's funeral will be held on September the 21st at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona.